The History of Tom Jones, a Foundling. Book 8, containing about 2 days, by Henry Fielding, narrated by Sam Kusi. Chapter 1, a wonderful long chapter concerning the marvellous, being much the longest of all our introductory chapters. As we are now entering upon a book in which the course of our history will oblige us to relate some matters of a more strange and surprising kind than any which have hitherto occurred, it may not be amiss in the prolegomenous or introductory chapter to say something of that species of writing which is called the marvellous. To this we shall, as well, for the sake of ourselves as of others, endeavour to set some certain bounds, and indeed nothing can be more necessary, as critics of different complexions are here apt to run into very different extremes. For while some are, with Mr. Dacier, ready to allow that the same thing which is impossible may yet be probable, others have so little historical poetic faith that they believe nothing to be either possible or probable, the like to which hath not occurred to their own observation. First then, I think it may very reasonably be required of every writer that he keeps within the bounds of possibility, and still remembers that what it is not possible for man to perform, it is scarce possible for man to believe he did perform. This conviction perhaps gave birth to many stories of the ancient heathen deities, for most of them are of poetical origin. The poet, being desirous to indulge a wanton and extravagant imagination, took refuge in that power, of the extent of which his readers were no judges, or rather which they imagined to be infinite, and consequently they could not be shocked at any prodigies related of it. This hath been strongly urged in defence of Homer's miracles, and it is perhaps a defence, not as Mr. Pope would have it, because Ulysses told a set of foolish lies to the Phaeacians, who were a very dull nation, but because the poet himself wrote to heathens, to whom poetical fables were articles of faith. For my own part, I must confess, so compassionate is my temper, I wish Polypheme had confined himself to his milk diet, and preserved his eye, nor could Ulysses be much more concerned than myself when his companions were turned into swine by Circe, who showed, I think, afterwards too much regard for man's flesh to be supposed capable of converting it into bacon. I wish likewise with all my heart that Homer could have known the rule prescribed by Horace, to introduce supernatural agents as seldom as possible. We should not then have seen his gods coming on trivial errands, and often behaving themselves so.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?